tribes, they have something to do with the Benin, the ancient Benin that is presently in Edo State today. Now, the reason why we are doing this, we are not trying to use this thing to marginalize them. We are only just narrating the history. That is what we are doing. So tomorrow when we come out to say the Shekiri, they are part of the Benin, the Shekiri will come after us. It is history that says so. We are not the one. So yes, the Akoko Edo. Yes, what about Akoko Edo? All the glory. Yes, Akoko Edo is included. Akoko Edo, I said it. We have Esan, we have Ikwere, we have Ijo, we have Akoko Edo. These ones, they are all ancient Benin in diaspora. There are others, so there are others. We're going to be looking at them. There are others, but these ones are basically what we're going to be concentrating on. We're going to be concentrating on. We also have the Ikale. We also have the Oro. But basically, these ones, they are indisputable. They are indisputable. So that is that. So ancient Benin. I also talked about the number one. The suggestion about the origin of the Edo people, what Jacob Igadeva said, I've talked about that one. That he only suggested, that means Igadeva suggested that the Edo people may have migrated from Egypt. From Egypt, they got to, yes, that is Esako, yes, they're all inside too. Yes, it's Auntie Among, yes, it's a monk. It's a monk. It's a monk. Please, power tap. Yes, they are monk. That's what they said. That is what is suggested. Please power tap and please help me to share. So it is good for us to know our history. The reason why we are doing this informative program about our history, that so that our history will not be distorted. We don't want our history to be distorted. There are tribes that migrated from Benin. Some of the children today are annoyed that how can they come from small Benin. Little did they know that in the olden days, that small Benin today in Edo State was an empire. So this is when we talk about, when we say Benin was an empire, Benin was an empire, Benin was an empire. When we say Benin was an empire, Benin was an empire. One of the basic things that will make you to be convinced that Benin was really an empire is that, have you ever seen any Esan man that served as slaves? Have you ever seen any Esan man in foreign land? Have you ever seen any Ikwere man in foreign land like we have the Igbos and the Yorubas? No, that would let you know that really that Benin was an empire. So when we say Benin was an empire, Benin as an empire comprises the Anyocha and Oshimili, the Ika, the Isoko, the Shekiri, the Esako, the Yongwan, the Akoko Edo, the Ijo, not all of them, the Western Ijo, the Ikwere, and the Esan people. These are people, these are tribes that made up Benin as an empire. So when we say Benin was an empire, there's a book that was written about Ekato, Prince Ekato. He wrote a book on the Benin Empire. Go and read it, you will understand what I'm talking about. There's a book written on the Benin Empire, written by Agato, Prince Agato Ekato. He wrote a book on the Benin Empire. So when you read that book, first of all, you will know how Benin became an empire. You will also know the tribes that made up the Benin as an empire. The reason why we say the Benin Empire was that Benin was the administrative capital. That's why they use the word the Benin Empire. That's why they use the word the Benin Empire. As we have in Nigeria today, we say the Abuja is the federal capital territory. When we say federal capital territory, it means the headquarters. That is where the people who are in charge, the people who are governing Nigeria, where they reside is in Abuja. So the Benin today was known as the FCT of the Benin Empire. Go and read the books, you will see them there. So when we talk about all these things, that we are talking about, the Benin as an empire were made up of these tribes. We also have the Ikale, we also have the Oro people. But basically, these ones, they are all inside. We're going to be looking at all these tribes. I've also already talked about the Esan, how the Esan people migrated or they originated from Benin I talked about that one. So in our class today, we're going to be looking at the Urohbo people. The reason why I'm talking about this of the Urohbo people is that let us see how they are related to us. Is the Urohbo really similar to Benin? And let me let you know who was Pa Idu. Pa Idu, who was he? Was he a Benin man? Was he an Urohbo man? So we have to also look at that for us to know the between what Mike is dragging between the Urobos and the Benin, which one is senior. Who was Pa Idu? We are not looking at it from the children's part, the three sons. Who was Pa Idu? Was Pa Idu a Benin man or was an Isoko man? Then if Pa Idu was an Isoko man, then Isoko is senior to Benin. But if it is not, that means it is not true. So we shouldn't use the children as a criteria to now decide who is senior between the Benis and the Urobos. And in my class yesterday, I also talked about ways in which the Benis is believed to be senior. Is senior. Seniority does not mean superiority. If you are an elder, does not make you superior. We have brother and younger brothers who are richer than your elder brothers. It does not mean it is superiority. When you say this one is elder, this one is senior to this one, it does not mean superiority. Who was Pa Idu? Was it an Isoko man or a Benin man? That is a criteria we can also use to know if the Urobos are really senior to the Benis. Also look at it. Who was Pa Idu? So we're going to be looking at all those things in details. But what I have talked about today is that the Urohbo is an ancient Benin in diaspora. Therefore, automatically, that's part of I want to let you know that the Urobos cannot be senior to the Benis. They cannot be senior to the Benis. The Urobos is one of the ancient Benin in diaspora. So that is that. We're going to be looking at details about it, but basically today, so just know that when we talk about the ancient Benis, all the tribes in Delta State today, they were part and parcel of the Benin Empire. And Benin was the administrative headquarters. So the Esan, the Ekwere, when the Ekwere people will be telling you they are not Igbo, they are not Igbo. If you want to know, you cannot say because the Ekwere people speak Igbo, therefore they are Igbo. No. You cannot say because the Ekwere people are bearing Igbo name, therefore you say they are Igbo. No. Name and language are not the predominant factor. They are not the predominant factor that you can use to say this person belongs to a particular tribe. I speak English. Does it make me automatically an Englishman? No. I bear English name. Does it automatically mean that because I bear English name, therefore I am from United Kingdom? No. No. The reason why the Ekwere people are telling you that they are not Igbo, even though they speak Igbo and bear Igbo name, it is because of their forefathers. Their forefathers. Where did their forefathers came from? And let me tell you that there were efforts made by the British and the Yorubas to want to do domestic colonization of tribes that came from Benin. After the fall of the Great Benin Empire, there were attempts made to make sure that the Benin as a name go into extinction. If you look at the one in the Obafemi, late Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo did so many things to want to look as if the Benin were under the Yorubas. But before colonialism, before the white men came, what was the structure of system of administration before the white men came? Use that criteria to assess whether the Benin are actually Yorubas. The Benin are not Yorubas, the Yorubas are not Benin. But there is a link between the Ife people and Benin. And there is a link. I cannot say the Yorubas are Benin. No, it is wrong. That is not true. It's a fallacy. But there's a connection. We're going to be looking at all those things. I'll bring books for you. You read, you discuss them together for you to know that the Benis are not Yoruba. The Yorubas are not, they are not Ife. So it is a lie for you to say that Jacob Egadeva said that the Benis came from Ile-Ife. No. The Ile-Ife was referring to was the Ile-Ife in Iwe. And when Jacob Egadeva said that the Edo people migrated from Egypt to Sudan to Ile-Ife in Iwe, in Kogi State, and then to this present place where they are today, it was a suggestion that he made. It was a suggestion. So that thing is debatable. When you suggest, that thing is anything suggestion is debatable. So The reason why I have to quote it is that people should stop misquoting Igarewa. He only made a suggestion. So that is that. So this is one. Then I was trying to look at the belief of the Edo people. When the Benin people say Oba Nyato Sewebo, what does it mean? When they say Edo is Siagbon, something transpired that made the Benin to come to coin that word, that adage. It's an adage. Edo Oba Nyato Sewebo. It does not mean that the Oba of Benin owns all the land in the world. No, that's not what it means. But people who want to distort our history, they will be saying that the Oba of Benin said he is the owner of all the lands in the whole world. That's not what he said. Just it transpired. So let's look at what transpired that made the Benin to coin the adage Oba Nyato Sewebo. We're going to be looking at all those things today. Just listen. So let's look at what transpired. Even there's an adage in Esan, where Esan Bedo. These are things, they are adage, something transpired that will make them to say Esan Egbedo, Esan Egbedo, Oba Nyato Sewebo, Edo Isiagbon. You get what it transpired when they make it, they use all this word. When we say Oba Nyato Sewebo, we are not saying that all the land in the whole world belongs to the Oba of Benin. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. You guys should stop distorting our history. That's not what it means. So I've also talked about that one. I talked about Igareva suggested. I also talked about the ancient Benin in diaspora. When I talk about the ancient Benin in diaspora, what I mean is that I was telling you that Esan, Ekwere, Ijo, Akoko Edo, Onwa, Esako, Ishekiri, Isoko, Ika, Aniocha, and Oshimili. All these tribes today you have today, they all came from Benin. That is not superiority. It is just history. It is origin. There's a difference between origin. Origin is not talking about superiority. Origin is not talking about marginalization. Origin is not talking about dominance. Origin is not talking about making you to become dependent. There are many people today who came from who are now in Esan today. They are richer than many Benin people. So when we talk about origin, it's just origin. Origin does not mean superiority. No, it does not mean marginalization. No, that's not what it means. Because you feel marginalized because they say your origin is from this place. Yes, they pay homage. They pay homage. They pay homage. When you pay homage to a place, it therefore means that place you pay homage to is superior to you. But when that is homage, but in terms of superiority, in terms of originality, origin does not mean superiority. Does not mean superiority. That's not what it means. Origin does not mean superiority. I hear you. Abu, you are a liar, Oga. Thank you. Thank you. It is inferiority that is your problem. Your problem is inferiority. We are not the one saying it. We are not the one saying it. We want to look at it. The Ovie of Ugeli. Look at it. The Ovie of Ugeli in 1953. The Ovie of Ugeli in 1953 spent some time in Benin before his title was subsequently ratified by the Oba of Benin in 1953. Go and look at the go and check your record. In 1953, the Ovie of Ugeli spent some time in the palace of the Oba of Benin for the Oba of Benin to ratify him. To ratify means to sign that yes, you are not the Ovie of Ugeli in 1953. Go and read your books. Go and read it. Then go and look at the one of Urohbo of Okbe. The Urohbo of Okbe. Okbe is in Urohbo. Go and look at it. In Urohbo West Division. What did he do? He obtained a traditional ceremonial sword from the Oba of Benin. The Urhobos are claiming that they are senior to the Benin. Let's look at history. Now look at history. Who wrote my history book? Okay, Abu, thank you. The person who wrote my book is Professor Onigun Otite. Professor Onigun Otite. He wrote the book. Then also go and read the Sobe of Niger, the Sobe people of Niger Delta, written by Gaskinya in Abuja in 1946. Go and read the books. I've said it before. Go and look at it. The Ovi of Ogara. The Ovi of Ogara and the Olojo of Okpe. The sword, that ceremonial sword, they received it from the Oba of Benin. In 1953, the Ovi of Ugeli had to go to the palace of the Oba of Benin to ratify himself as the Ovi of Ugeli in 1953. Go and check, go and make your research. You see them there. Go and make your research. I'm not talking about, today we are just doing this thing and follow. If you want to be with me, ask me questions on what I'm discussing. We're going to be looking at the Ogisos, where they come from in Benin. We'll look, don't worry, we'll look at them. Don't worry about that one. On my DST. You know me, I got you guys on my pan. I will say history the way it is. Tomorrow, by God's grace, if I'm chance, I'll talk about the list of the Ogisos. Don't worry about that one, where they come from. We're going to be looking at it. Where a person come from is more significant. Where you come from is more significant than the name and the language that you bear. Where you come from. If you say where you come from, your language, your name, which one is the best criteria that we can also use to describe if a person belongs to a particular tribe? Your name, your language, and your place of origin. That's why I told you now that the place of origin of the Esan people is the ancient Benin. The place of origin of the Kwere, the Jo, the Akoko Edo, the Onwa, the Esako, the Shekiri, the Seko, the Ika, the Anocha, and Oshimili. The place of origin is from Benin. So even though you are Urohbo, you speak English, you bear Urohbo name. Even though you are Urohbo, you speak English and you bear English name. I will not use because you speak English, because you bear English name to say you are from United Kingdom. No. I will ask you, where is your father, your forefather? Where are they from? Where are they from? So don't use name and language. That's why when Uname TV was going about telling people you speak Igbo, you bear Igbo name, you say you are not Igbo. Yeah, they told him they are not Igbo. Do you know why? They are not Igbo by name and language. They are a Kwere Abini by ancestry. Your ancestor, that is your forefathers. Your forefathers. I talked about one. The book you got to read is go and read Professor Onigun Otite. Go and read the book. Go and also read the history of the Urohbo people, edited by Peter P. AK. There are many books you can read. They also have intelligence report too. Intelligence report. Intelligence report. You can also read those books. You get them there. So on the issue of the list of all the Ogiso, that's not a problem. I got that too. I will tell you where some of these Ogiso came from. Where they came from in Benin. We will look at it. Ogiso Igodo. He came from a place known as Idun Uyoto. Where is it? Is it not in present-day Benin City? It's present-day Benin City. I've always told you before that if you want to know the genuine criteria that you can use to assess where a person comes from is the names of his forefathers. It is not name, it is not language, it is not the dressing. I can borrow your dressing because I like it. I can bear your name because I like your name. I can speak your language because I live with you. But if you want to know where I come from, you will ask me, Anyanyo, this is your father. Where is the place of origin of your father? Of your father. That's what we call your ancestor. Your ancestor is your forefather. That is what we use to trace people where they come from. It is not name. It is not language. It is not the major criteria. Because I speak English does not mean that I'm English, no. Or I bear English name, no. I will ask you, your forefather, your ancestors, where are they from? That is the best criteria that you can use. So when you trace the place of origin of the Esan people, you will trace it to the Benin. Ekwere, you trace it to Benin. Ijo, you will trace it, not all of them. Akoko, you will trace it. We will mention their names. Like Anguchi. If you look at the Anguchi people now, the man and his family, they came all the way from Udo, and his name was Uchi. From Uchi, they now get the word Anguchi. Anguchi means the deity of Uchi. He was from Udo. So go and make a research on Udo town in present day Edo State. You will see so many things about the Uronigbe, Igobazuwa. This place are significant places. Ugoton, these are ancient places in present day Edo State. In present day Edo State. So go and make a research. Mama Miller.
Eh?
Damo. Like what you were calling that time. That's why I caught it.
Oh, he might. I'm gonna make do ya did talking. I went to query life.
Yes, I'm like. Come on,
Domo. Oh, Baba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was talking about. I just talked about. So some of us, some of the books that are written by Bini authors like Igarewa, you know to discover where even if Igarewa matter in the water. Like for example now, about when Igarewa was asked where the Edo people came from, he suggested, he didn't say 100% that this is where the Edo people came from. According to Igarewa in his book, he suggested, let me use the word, not said, he suggested that the Edo people migrated from Egypt. From Egypt, they got to Sudan. From Sudan, they got to Ile-Ife Uhe, in present-day Kogi State. From there, they now found themselves in this present-day Benin. So, in that book, he only suggested, he was not 100% sure. I have seen people say that Jacob Igadeva said the Benin people migrated from Ile-Ife. And the Ife he was talking about, they will be saying the Ife in Osun State. No. He was referring to the Ile-Ife Uhe in present-day Kogi State. So I just want to correct that one, that people want to stop misquoting Jacob Igadeva. I also talked about that one. They now tell me, okay, if say so, we are not Benin, but we are Edo. I also told them that they don't know what they are saying, because Edo is a name of a person that was given to the Benin people by Obayewale the First. Or that name, Edo, was a servant to Ogefa. So when the Eastern people are saying we'll not be Benin, but we'll be Edo, they are just making fools of themselves. That was the second thing I said. Then the other thing I said was that there are tribes today who are no longer in Edo State. But when you trace their origin, that is where they all begin from, you will trace it to the ancient Benin, which is now in Edo State. And I made mention of those tribes. I said the Esan. And I said it's not all Esan people. Some Esan people came from Nupe, but mainly of them, they are from Benin. That is what history said. They have the Esan people. We have the Ekwere, we have the Ijo, we have the Akoko Edo, we have the Onwa, we have the Esako, we have the Anguchi, we have the Shekiri, we have the Isoko, we have the Ika, we have the Anocha and Oshimili people. All these people, when you look at their origin, you will trace it, you will trace their root to ancient Benin, which is now in present day Edo State. And I also said that with time, we're going to be looking at how they are related to us. I've already talked about the Esan people. Then I also want to talk about the Urohbo. Then I also said that I also want to discuss, there's an adage in Benin, where Obanya Tosewebo, they may not really mean what Sunu, neither the mean where the Benin started using that adage, Obanya Tosewebo. Something transpired. I have the history. Then where Edo is Siagbon. When the Benin say Edo is Siagbon, what Sunu, neither the mean where Edo is Siagbon. Something transpired that led to all these things, because I saw a video where somebody was saying that we said that Obanya told Yasewebo whether now Oba or Benin I get Italy, whether I get all the countries where do Europe. And I said that is not what the Benis were referring to. The other people did not say Obanya told Sewebo does not mean that they own the land in the whole world. They were something they were referring to. There was something that transpired in a particular time in our history that made the Edo people to come up with that adage or coin that adage, Oba Nyato Sewebo. I'll be looking at what transpired so that people should stop misquoting our history. So, that's what I've discussed so far. So I talked about two. I will be talking about the remaining two of Oba Nyato Sewebo. So that's what I've discussed so far. Thank you. Nobody have any contribution, man?
Let's see. Why you kakaboge?
That's what I talked about.
Let's see. Sabo Adeba.
So I tell you, I have books to get those history and also say it here. So that the people should not be going to Google and Wikipedia. They've all distorted them.
Yeah.
You should read books. Don't read anything. Anything you see in Google and Wikipedia, you are on your own. There are intelligence reports. There are books that you can get about all these things. These are books. So that's where I am. So I don't know if you have any contribution, man. You can contribute.
Terminado where you were talking about the names and language. That is not the major criteria to know where the root of anyone or the origin.
Yes, name and language.
Very right. If I remember, because like in these modern times now, a lot of us will bear the English names and we can speak the English language as well.
Yes,
that doesn't mean truly we are English people.
Yeah.
So the thing is that Urohbo noro imamobo obrunda kirimina waduwa we metara owo ni. Mamobo we no ya explain on it. You understand?
Yeah. I said it's part of the ancient.
Although you said a lot yesterday also. Yeah.
Yes. That's what history says. So history all time. Myself, I was even sometimes confused that all these people are related to us. So I just try to follow history to see how really they are related to us. For example, now I know that history told me that in 1953, the OV of Ughelli went to the Oba of Benin to seek ratification before he ascended the throne of the OV of Ughelli. That was in 1953. Then the history also told us that the OV of Ogara and the Oroji of Okpe in Urohbo land, that they obtained their traditional ceremonial swords from the palace of the Oba of Benin. So that is what history. I'm just trying to relate history. I'm not the one that is saying. I just try and make my research, and what I know is true. I will quote the source and I will tell you this is what the source says. So the reason why I talked about this issue of OV of Ughelli and the OV of Ogara and the Oroji of Okpe, and the reason why I mentioned this thing, I'm saying it because Mike said the Urhobos are similar to the Beninese, and I said if that thing is true, how come that the OV of Ughelli and the OV of Ogara and the Oroji of Okpe, we have to go to the Oba of Benin, to the palace of the Oba of Benin, to take a ceremonial sword, and also go to the OV of Ughelli has to go to the palace of the Oba of Benin to ratify, to sign, so that it will be approved. And there are history books where several OVs in Urohbo land today in Delta State, we have to trek distance, even risk their life just to go to the palace of the Oba of Benin for that ratification. Before they will now go back, they will pass so many villages. Even at times, when they were passing through some villages that the people didn't like them, they will be attacked. So what we made them to go to that extra mile, put their lives on the line, to make sure that they get to the palace of the Oba of Benin, just for them to be approved. So if all these things was what the EVA, that is the product, the EVA in Urohbo land today in Delta State, we have to pass through, just to say, okay, I have to go. History documented these things. The intelligence report documented all these things. That was what they were doing in the olden days. They will have to go to the palace of the Oba of Benin. They will put their life on risk, and sometimes they will even be attacked while they are going from where they are going to go and meet the Oba, to the palace of the Oba of Benin in the olden days. From intelligence reports. And I will tell you the names of the intelligence report that where I got all these things from. That's what they have to pass through to get. So with all these things, it is a fallacy and a propaganda for somebody to say that the Urohbo is senior to the Beninese.
You see what I'm talking about? Una will be slave in the olden days. Una not join. Esan Ogunogbo. This one where you can't write so. Now you go come. Esan go remain last forever. Esan, I give Esan one son. Not be Esan at first, Esan at last again. Esan first, what do you write here? Esan last. Ubagi yana, Esan beni mama, Urohbo fear kunle lon.
Odinyanya.
So this one where you can't write as your name, because I see one profile the other day. You say Esan Okeke, Esan at last. This one where you can't write. What does this mean now? Now this one go say make Esan not carry last forever. Esan must carry last forever. I dey come forward because me I not going to talk from here now for the respect of my brother here.
I know. So me, I so much salute your own approach because everybody get your own approach where they use. You understand? As you are doing your own now, that is your area of specialization. Everybody has your area of specialization. I cannot come and tell you, Mama Mila, hey, you want to know? No, I can always support you. I can only encourage you. If I have bush to recommend for you, so that you can be able to deal with them, I will supply. I cannot come and tell you, don't do this, do that. Me, I don't do it. I can never do that. So that is it. So what I'm not doing is that people who don't know, they will know that yes, all these places, all these tribes, they have something to do with the Benin. That is history. It is history that says so. Let me repeat it again. Ancient Beninese in diaspora. We have Esan, we have Ekwere, we have Ijo, we have Akoko Edo, we have Onwa, we have Aunchi, we have Isako, we have Ishekiri, we have Isoko, we have Ika, we have Anyocha and Oshimili people. When you trace the history of all these people, they have something to do with the Beninese. And that's why I term it ancient Beninese in the diaspora. I am not the one who says so. I only just did my research. And this is what I got from my research. I told you before, on the history of the Urohbo people, go and read Professor Onigun Tite. Go and read James Peter P. Ake. There are so many books. Go and read intelligence reports. They will tell you that the Urhobos, they have something to do with the Beninese. I am not the one saying it. I only just make research and present it to you. That is that. So when we talk about Edo Obanyato Sewebo, we are not saying that the Oba of Benin owns the whole land in the whole world. That's not what it means.
Baba, my dear, you do. When I interpret it, Matani walking Obanyato Kivaya Sewebo.
Okay.
Okay, and I got you weekend. Only my day. The thing is that if not for you, because you are talking from history,
yeah,
that's the only thing where they make me they believe. If not, all these people, me, I don't know. That's why I said if they say they are from Benin, and I still stand on that, I would have preferred to hear them saying that from the Palace of Benin, from the River Palace of Benin. Anybody that says, you understand, but me, I not go feel argue with you. You are talking from history.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, the same Benania, just look at the same Bay. Urohbo matter, I can still hold and so.
Mama, Mudianela, egwi wabota, domosa.
Yeah.
Mr. President, Nanumuna, Omoja, no.
I be Yoruba man now.
Ovijo Bana Omoja, no, yani distraughty, struggy man, no. Was more for
no money.
Usuyani, but no area vision on the distraughty, destroy money, ni claim me here, money.
Mama Uji, don't worry. For me, what I'm just doing is this. Now that I have that strength, I'm just trying to let people know that you don't have to go to. One of the essence of doing all these things is that you don't have to go on Wikipedia. Don't go there. There are books. There are intelligence reports. Now, the reason why you see these people doing what they are doing is that they feel pains that the Beninese have something to do with them. That is history. There's nothing anybody can do. You understand? My own idea is just to try as much as possible to let people know. Because this fight that we are fighting, according to Mommy Miller said she has been fighting this fight many years ago. This fight that we are continuing now, our children will still continue to fight this fight. But my own essence is just to make sure that, like the history of these some people now, people were trying to delete that, but I came out, I mentioned books that we can read to tell us about how these people came from Benin, and that one has already been resolved. I resolved it. I quoted the books. Some of our brothers and sisters have that book. They were keeping it, they were hiding it, they were holding it. That one is the reason today why I have issue with some persons today. And that is what I'll continue to do. I'm here now, I want to talk about, I've said it before, there are tribes that came from Benin. There's nothing you and I can do, ma. That is what history says. That's what history says. So for me, I'm even surprised to see that they have something to do with us.
If I left for me, these people, they are not from Benin. If not for you, me, I don't need them, but I don't want them. We are just too much.
No, they got their own separate way. They know
they are from Benin, let them go to the palace and say that to us. You understand? But I wouldn't want to dispute anything you say.
It is what the palace, it is what they gathered now, what they gathered from the palace, what they gathered from the chiefs, what they gathered from the people, from the community. And intelligent reporting in here. That intelligent report. That's intelligent report that this guy used. Ojobo Yemi on who owns Lagos. Intelligent report in here. A government in here the community people.
Babala, more we go find you no la block Esan last now. Benin not the carry last. And you una go cry.
I don't know why they call it the law. The pain is just tired from now.
Please,
they remain back. Now that one they paid them. They remain back. Esan. Now back then they.
Please, unmute yourself. Introduce yourself.
My brother, I greet you. Good afternoon. According to my name on Nome, it tell you say yes, I'm an Urohbo man.
Okay.
We get Urohbo man from Delta State because yes, we get Urohbo from different states also. Yeah. So I'm from Delta State.
Migration,
That'll be because of migration. Where will migrate go? Let me say migration.
It is migration, sir. It is migration.
Which migration? Oh God. I beg. My own be say, what I want to tell you be say, we the Urohbo from as a present day Delta State, they get so. We left Igodomigodo, not Benin. The name Benin is something new. I don't know if you understand. We did not leave Benin.
We left. Tell us the history of the word Benin.
We left Igodomigodo. That is what we know. The thing Benin or Edo, we don't know. Until today, if you want, I can send you a video now. I don't know if you can give me your WhatsApp number. I will send you a video now for you to confirm the rest Urohbo people who still remain in the present as in the who did not leave Igodomigodo.
Hold on, the word Benin. How did you think the word
rest now? Bro, talk to the woman. I'm not talking to you.
You the Chris? How did the word Benin came about? First of all,
ask you is a correct question.
I bet you.
I'm not talking to you. Ask you now.
If Benin was not there, how did you get Igodomigodo?
No, that's not.
Brother, I'm talking to you. Bro, now you are the talk.
Listen, what you
are not polite. You are not polite with your talking. You are not being educated. That's the problem here now.
The rest Urohbo, listen, the rest Urohbo who do not live Igodomigodo, who were there, as I'm talking to you now, they did something yesterday, which they gave them office in, okay, let's say correct the Edo State now, which they gave them office. If you want, I can send you that video so you can play that video for the rest, for everybody to see here.
UPU, Urohbo Progressive Union.
Okay, you found it there. Those are the one who did not leave.
Listen now.
Those were the one who did not leave.
Oh God. Mama,
so that's why I'm telling you that. Listen, that's why I'm saying that. Allow me to talk. That's why I'm telling you that not every. It is Igodomigodo, not Edo, not Benin. Please use the word Igodomigodo. Thank you very much.
The word Benin and Edo. How is it different from Igodomigodo? That's what Mama asked you. You don't understand now. What did Mama ask you related to what you talk? Huh? That's how you cause confusion. Mama asked you now, say the word
to question us about our.
If you have UPN in Urohbo, in UPN in
Benin, what came into existence? And if they weren't Benin, where did you got Igodomigodo from? Because we are talking about the same line. The Benin you are talking about was being corrupted by the Portuguese. That's what I wanted to know from you. And you one day, how
watch I did your comment section, they tell you this is in Igodomigodo. You understand? We're not the quarrel. I just they let you know where we come off from. We not come off from.
Igodomigodo different from the Benin now. How they take different? Explain to us.
So, all right, bros. Okay, I did your comment section, Mark on down.
The question when Mama asked you, I no answer.
No, bros, I not get answer for that one. Mama, besides,
that's to clear the air now. That's to clear the air. Mama asked you now, say the Benin.
Oh no, me. Don't mute. Okay. Ubini, na Portuguese can correct to Benin, Before they call like sir. Before wait Igodomigodo, They call na Ubini or not be Benin, Ubini. When they can change that from Igodomigodo to Benin, Ubini, not be the same thing, not be the same city or the same Edo, not be the same Igodomigodo. Not be the same. I will not try Igodomigodo. Another Igodomigodo day. Ide. Question. Another Igodomigodo day. Onome, sir.
You know,
another city day, another town day. Whether they call Igodomigodo, let me know.
Do you know Benin was also called Ile at a time? It was called Idu.
One of the cause confusion everywhere now. Una they cause confusion everywhere.
Mommy,
that's your brother, Urohbo people. Not only that one.
Mommy Stella, they cannot cause confusion. There are intelligence reports that Igodomigodo is the present day Benin.
No, the same thing now.
There are intelligence reports. That's why Mama asking just now say, is different?
I don't know.
Listen, Mama, I have a book that tell you how that name metamorphosed to the present day Benin world. It is the Portuguese, the one that corrupted. They wrote it from the intelligence report, and that intelligence report, the information there was gathered by our forefathers. Intelligence report today. Not because they show me video. Intelligence report that have been written more than 50 years ago. More than how many years ago. Now,
again, my brother, do you know most of these irrelevant questions that they do ask is very, very provocating. First of all, I've never wanted to ask you why your place is called Urohbo. What Urohbo means. You understand? And many of these questions, you can easily go to your kings and ask them, if Urohbo senior, Benin senior Urohbo, how the word Benin take come about. You understand? Instead of you going all about social media, causing confusion, commotion, and all your questions, they will always be relevant. There's no way.
Mama say I lepa say I remember on the metabena one yata. Mama, I like that's why the lady carry you come up because you they talk it intellectually. You see the question that you asked him just now. That the Godomingodo is talking about, is it different from the one in Benin?
I don't know. I didn't know understand me.
That's why I like to carry you come up because I want people who they ask good questions.
Whether another Godomingodo city there or another village, I don't know. Not the same thing. Where Benin there so now there be Godomingodo. Why these people want they cause confusion everywhere? And they know they go meet their king go. Now social media they just they rant everywhere say this Esan Bay they do one. They rant everywhere for social media. Urohbo get many king. They know they go there. Take Esan.
Man, what I'm doing is very simple. I just have to recommend books for people to study. So that these people here making lawa. If you're saying that magbiya lawa ne, if you obo mokpa, he have gbiya lawa. You better can mama know Ibania. I want people to let us apply deal with them intellectually. Or where we are from Godomingodo. Where is the Godomingodo today? Where is it? That is Godomingodo that Urohbo came from. Where is it today? Is it in Delta State or is it in Kogi State or is it not in Benin?
Sir, EPA, they call Urohbo people, these people went their social media, so now two gang. Another said they that Urohbo people. That useless Mike, Carol White, he get another group. Now, the one where Carol White get, now they cause confusion everywhere.
The thing is that this whole thing is so annoying. You understand? Because I don't know where Urohbo or whoever will come contesting the history of the ancient Benin in this era that we are. I know for me, we don't get anything to discuss with this kind of people. When we are talking about the Yorubas that we know we have this disagreement somewhere, although they know the truth, it will not be Esan with Urohbo. Now we go come they discuss it.
Mama Mila, that Mr. President, when I say name, that did drop just now. That boy now useless boy. Now those are if I
say moderator because Siana do American vision Robbie and make it down meeting.
Okay, mommy.
Now those people when they lose, they not get identity again. All Yoruba they go say the one where it come from Ilaje, the one where it come from Ijebu, they say all of them Ife. They not gonna know the identity again. They fair the one boy this morning. They our platform. The boy say from Ojo. The boy say they don't destroy all their history.
Over Yoruba mona leave us.
No, Benin.
Now we get it.
If you see what they do, hold on. This is Yoruba people.
So not be Ogiso be Yoruba. Una see say Ogiso na Yoruba, but leave Benin. Leave Benin. Face your own tribe.
Mommy, I don't put you as moderator.
Okay.
But when for me, I no agreement that this talking. I don't fit talk our history.
They can't see. The Benin history talks. It speaks for itself. Even not even to the Western world, they can even try. No one can
if you even watch one intelligence report, if you even watch our intelligence report about the ancient Benin in diaspora, he said the Igbos across the Niger called the Edos, Idu, the name of the progenitor of Edo race. That's one point I just want to emphasize. Then there's a place I'm going to now. He said the ancient Edo, you see it, the ancient Edo, also known as Benin Empire, covered the whole of Bende. The whole of Bende, that is Edo and Delta. The whole of Edo and Delta were part of the Benin or the Edo Empire. Then parts of Bayelsa, part of Bayelsa State. And I repeat, Bayelsa State. The ancient Edo or the Benin Empire covers the whole of Bende. Bende means that is Edo and Delta. The whole of Delta State were part of the Benin Empire.
Ondo, Ekiti.
I'm coming. I don't want to go to those ones. I just want to go one after the other. Small, yeah, quiet, yeah. Then, because I say Ado Ekiti, Odonia, Ado Ekiti, no problem. I just want to do it one after the other. I am facing Edo and Delta. Yaga igbiyan odo iya ikemani mu ari ohun do ya say Edo Ekiti. No. I don't want to, so I will not do this thing. He said the ancient Edo Benin Empire covered the whole of Bende, parts of Bayelsa, and I repeat, Bayelsa State. So part of that Bayelsa today we are seeing today, they were part and parcel of the Benin Empire. The whole of Delta was part and parcel of the Benin Empire. Then the whole of Edo, they were part and parcel of the Benin Empire. So when people are asking, which time, was there ever a time the Benin was an empire? Yes. Benin as an empire covers the whole of Bende, now known as Edo and Delta. Then the part of Bayelsa. Before we now go to Ondo, before we now go to Ekiti State. But I will not be talking about Ekiti and Ondo for now. I'm concentrating on Edo and Delta. By the time I'm through with the Delta people, how they are related to the Benin, I will now go to Ondo. From Ondo, I will now go to Edo Ekiti. Then at the end of the day, I will recommend books, authors, then I'll call it a day. That's what I'm going to be doing. So that is it. Anybody can speak. Yes, even Lagos State, yes. You're right. Even Lagos State.
My brother, well done, no. But you see, the reason why I know they really talk on all these issues again is because the path, is not far. The source is not far from the stream. Person when they come and they talk, say, he not come from here, he not come from here. His own traditional ruler, they carry authority from there. Just be like person where they Nigeria, you say you not be Nigeria, not be Nigeria. But when you go Nigeria embassy, you go see Nigeria coat of arms. You not be Nigeria, not be Nigeria. If you go Nigeria embassy, you go see other things that shows that that embassy belongs to Nigeria. But the fact that the embassy not in Nigeria, it did whatever country, US, Italy, or whatever country. The symbol when you see there, that shows you say that place belongs to Nigeria. So when you come, when you go UK, you see Nigeria embassy. Oh, you say this land, not be Nigerian land now. This now UK land, not be Nigerian land. When you enter the place, everything you see there, now authority of Nigeria. When you go, these people you talk to, go their traditional council, go their kings, go their whoever is in charge of that tribe. You go see Ada and Ebe. That alone don't tell you, see, no need for you to just talk. You go see Ada, but that shows say the forefathers, the person may start that tradition, will start that race, actually took authority to start that particular land from the palace. So when I look at them, I say there's no need. People never go university. Some self they don't even pass primary 6. Some never pass WAEC. They all full TikTok. They claim we are not from here. Anything will come into their head, into their brain, anything they all think about, they begin to talk on. But they don't get study, they don't get proper training. So ever since then I lead them, like the Roman Empire. Ever since then, we know how big the Roman Empire was, how strong it was. But when you now come presently now, do not say, Rome not big, Rome now Italy, now they be small population. But we all know the strength of the Roman Empire. These were empire, even the Great Britain. We know how they occupied the entire world at that time. But today, if you call about Britain, they'll say, now just UK, the Ireland, UK cannot get population. They get to a stage, even if after some years, some people will say, if you're talking about the Great Britain, they'll say, just UK, they just did. How come people with the UK can't dominate everywhere? How come people the UK can't give Nigeria independence? Just imagine. Maybe future can't come, for example. Naira can't big pass pounds. Those at that time go be a toss say Naira big pass pounds. How come they say that then can't give us independence? You know all this kind talk because most people don't know. They don't know and they don't study. They don't even bother to know. Whatever because they want to prove a point. They can see anything. But we know, say, whenever you see Adam Ebe, your authority draws from somewhere. The reason why you are holding it is because they have given you an appointment. They gave your ruler an appointment, symbol of authority. May they perform. Say, we give you, yes, take this one. So you will come, say you be Urohbo, you be Bayelsa. When you go your kingdom, una the whole Adam Ebe. They say you're not from Benin. All of you are from Benin. But people migrated. Most people who are from Nigeria are now gone to US. Their grandchildren are in US. But your name shows say you are from a root in one part of Nigeria. So all these Bayelsa will come from, they be all Benins. But their forefathers went to establish their own land. And when they go there, they took authority from the king at that time to establish that particular kingdom. And when you take authority, you cannot be fighting. You don't expect, say, king will give you power. Come begin to fight you. There's nothing like that. Now, when these British they come, these British and they come, and they can't divide the whole thing, bring their political system, they come into the game, divided the whole system to say, oh, if you are now here, this is now this state, that is now this state. Every state have their own traditional ruler. That was what divided the kingdom. Otherwise, up to Ghana, some part of Benin, the kingdoms cut across a lot of countries. Initially, when they draw the map of Nigeria, when they draw the map of Africa, you go see Benin. The white man state and I get all these lands at that time. Go reach Lagos, so if they move, they go the bright of Benin, even across the Niger. Some part of Igbo land still uses Adan Ebe. Some part of Igbo land still uses Adan Ebe. If you go to some part of Ebonyi, they use Adan Ebe. But most times, we never really go those places, go do video. People they come out to say, for my village, you be Igbozo, but they use Adan Ebe. We don't know how the other Ebe take come. But our king, they use them. Many don't come out to don't talk that kind of thing. But I know why no need for us to go. They say just that the Roman Empire, they try to Romans when they fight saying and they occupy the entire world at that time. No need for the Romans to fight. First, the Romans don't they into their own country. They Rome, not missing Romans, no fair occupy. In fact, almost the entire world. They believe that people believe that Romans not get the world. Their army, Roman army was so large that you cannot even compare. As at that time, when you have the Julius Caesar, they were so large. It was Roman. Now Romans now bring more of this Republican, the rest come. But no need for us to go that way because now many things don't come into play. What happened 500 years ago, we know if you can go bring into today's reality. What they happen now we go bring now. We preserve the culture. Thank God say people like us don't they to preserve our culture. And I tell people, I say, go and preserve your culture. You dey quarrel any small thing, Benin. You dey jealous, say Benin king be like this, Benin king be like that. I think they say no jealous. Instead, go work on your own. Benin man, if I thought say you get 10 billion, their Oba get 1 naira. You see that Oba so? They already follow that Oba. Go anywhere because that is the reason why they are called Benins. So if you, when you come from Esan, you come from whatever land you come from, go and respect your king. Look at Urohbo. You could see because the Urohbo is close to the palace. He's so close. You see the respect that they give to him. The same respect when the Oba Benin they carry as a king. That is the respect the Urohbo they carry. Because the Urohbo can say,
See lineage, see where they for come. They were born to become prince and princesses. They are kings. So why the Congo they put themselves into, they bring themselves so low? That's why I look for, if you go to TikTok now, that they respect them. The people, they worship their king. They so much love the king. Because why? He don't realize, say, where you for come now, Benin. And Benin, as a Benin man or woman, you are born originally as a king and as a prince. All Benin men were born as a king and as a prince. Not if you say Benin man get pride, you not get pride. Now the way they born them, they were born as king, as prince. And if you look at the history, Edo Isagbo, if you look at the history of Benin, you find that say most life when it come from Africa and Nigeria started from the Benin. If you see more go deep, so kind things there will be say Benin people they do, will be say some people for Africa, they come the later they do them. We don't, our parents don't do them for far back. Now some kind of people from Africa come they take all those things.
Yeah.
If you look at the broadcasting, when the Britons came into Benin, they said the road is as wide and big like that of broad as that of the UK. That time, whenever they get all these what they call a mechanism now, all these robots and the rest, a Benin man don't know say a road don't they broad and big. He says street lights they Benin as at that time, where most kingdoms never know street lights. White men came for the first time to Africa and they found a street that is wide like that of UK and has street lights. So where this mindset for the come, where this thinking for the come, how did they get this development? The Portuguese came, they could not believe what was happening. They said, what is this? These people don't get civilization even before we Portuguese. What the Portuguese never even see? Benin man don't even do them already. So more no bother ourselves. They follow all these people, they fight, they argue because they waste our time. If they tell the person will not go primary 6, say 1 plus 1 na 2. He say no. He say 1 akara plus 1 akara na be 2. You are wasting your time. They try to explain to them. That's why they say more we move forward and know how we take preserve our culture.
Are you saying that as we are narrating our history, we are not moving forward? As we are narrating our history, we are not moving forward.
No, I said we should not. No, I said we should not be arguing with them because you don't imagine you argue with Annie, Anabra, or Lily.
But for me, I'm not. For me, I'm not.
It's correcting them. It's correcting them.
Like what I'm for me,
my brother, you always correct them.
We're going to tell you, man. Let me talk. You speak a system. For me, I've listened to you. For me, the time that I have, I will use it to be doing what I'm doing now. Those that want to move on, they can move on. Me coming here to come out, there are some people, there's something you said just now, that we are telling them they are not listening. I want you to know that it's not only this message that we are communicating. We are not communicating only to those people. This thing that we are doing now, people are also learning our history. As we are doing debunking, we are also informing people about our history. I hope you know that. As we are debunking,
exactly, yeah,
we are also informing people about our history. Do you know that through this platform, through what I am doing now, there are so many things that I may have forgotten, but I cannot recall them. There are so many books I didn't know were written about the history of the Benin, and I have them now. So we're not only doing debunking, you understand? And for me, I will always come on life to do what I'm doing now when I hear or see something that has to do with contradiction or that contradicts my own history. Now we talk about to protect and preserve. How do you protect and preserve your history? It is through debunking. As you are debunking, you are also informative. As you are debunking, you are also enlightening people. There are people who are watching now. There are some things they have not heard before, or they have heard. It was not clear, but it's not clearer now. Those who want to discuss other things about politics and governance, they can do. But for my own, I will continue to be doing what I'm doing now. If you want to join me, you can join. If you don't want to listen, they can push ahead. If it is only 10 people that I have, I'm okay with it. Thank God I'm not doing it. Power tap, send me gift. I'm not interested. For me, nobody should tell me that some people are distorting my history. I should move on. It is not significant. In short, your history is your heritage. My history is more important than governance today. What Modokweolo is going to do tomorrow is not as significant as my history. Because Edo where, oh yeah, I see them mama. Your origin. We're talking about history, I talking about your origin, your identity. Your history is your identity. People want to distort it, they want to change it. People have time to be distorting history. Then we should not have time to be doing the debunking. I don't understand now. That's what I did.
Bro, so like good. Like good.
You are talking about the Roman Empire. You are talking about the Roman Empire. Have you ever seen people? Have you ever seen people distorting the Roman Empire? Have you ever seen people coming out to say the Roman Empire? He didn't do that. Have you ever seen people? When you see people trying to distort that, there was nothing like the Roman Empire. You will just say they tap people for this Europe. You will just say people will come and say,
I believe, I know where in the talk they go, because these people from Edo State, they're not rich. Where they go feed the study history, I believe that is.
Mama, they are doing it.
I don't say, you are doing a good job.
Yeah, those days,
you are doing a good job.
Those days, we used to get our information from Google, from Wikipedia. We used to get information from Google and Wikipedia. But today, what has happened? What has happened? What has happened?
But you are doing a good job, I'm just saying that learning should not take place, because we don't play defense. Now, if I'm going to do learning, like, would they teach upcoming Edo people some things in Benin that they need to know about the various chieftaincy title, the various role range.
Yes, those will come up.
Yes,
okay. Those will come up, but this one is equally important. Right. What we are doing now, we are saying that
very important now.
One live with us. Then one live with us. Then one live with us today. These are the people. I talked about it just now. I said ancient Benin in diaspora. I'm true with that one. Then I also talked about what Igareva said. Igareva always suggested that the Benin came. And I also talked about Edo Isiagbon. He get within transpire whether they use that word. So people will not learn today that when we say we are not saying that the whole land in the whole world belongs to the Oba of Benin. That's not what it means. So that is informative. That is informative. All this is I'm doing now. I'm doing them because I'm recording them, I'm keeping them.
Yes,
so
very important.
I can fall back on them. That's for me.
Yeah.
So even the issue of Princess Adesua and Enoge Oboro, I have all of them. Yeah, many ones. I'm going to be talking about when I resume work and back from work. If it is 20 minutes, I will be doing them and posting them. There are some I will be doing. Like later, I will do a short video of a summary of what I have discussed about. So people that want to learn about our history, they will get access to it. They will not be going to Twitter or Google again.
Very important.
Even video. You can do a movie.
Especially like Mommy Miller has been in this struggle for years. Mommy Miller, she has been in this struggle for years. The time we come now, that step will no longer be there. That step will not be. If I didn't come out concerning the some people, you think Mommy Miller will be able to fight that fight alone? The time we come, that strength will no longer be there. So now that I have the strength now, I want to be doing them and documenting them on my TikTok page. It will be there. So that when I'm old, the time we come, I will no longer read the way I'm reading. I will no longer make sense the way I'm making
like this one you just talked about now, that even up to the 1956 thereabout, that the obvious of Urohbo were normally crowned by the Obas of Benin.
Yeah, they have to go to the Oba Palace to ratify their obviousship.
Okay.
Yes.
You see?
That I said that the Obio of Ogara collected his ceremonial staff, his ceremonial sword from the Palace of the Oba of Benin. We have to be documenting all these things now.
Because not a lot of people knew about this.
And some of these Urohbo people, they don't know anything about that history.
No, they never know now. You understand?
As they talk now, they spread wide. So I greet everybody in the house.
The Obio of Ugelina, the Obio of Ugeli went to the palace to ratify his overship. The Orojo of Okpe and the Obio of Ogara, they went to the palace to collect what Osas talked about just now, the ceremonial sword.
You
So
see?
without this one say no, it is a fallacy for you to say that Urohbo is superior, is senior.
Even
So we
some
don't
of
know
us,
this thing.
some of us will be not know. I just don't know now. So
No,
very
fine.
important. I greet everybody as I said before. I know quick conscious. Now that guy we on no men. Now wait the question we ask. Now make me think. I know say una don't answer am. So some of these people, they go they say they come from Igodomigodo, not be Benin. The question is, where the Igodomigodo today?
Yes,
Who are
the current
the people
president of Igodomigodo.
Yeah, who are the people?
Mami Mila, thank you very much. Thank you for that question that you asked that guy. Thank you for that
Yes.
question.
Who are the people of Igodomigodo today? You understand? So it still gets some other question where they see they ask. I think Mami Mila don't treat that question before. Don't answer them before. I did for a live stream that day. They will say Edo na recent, Edo na this thing. Edo was established as a state in 1991, thereabouts. Then the question is, before Edo State was created as a state, they don't know people called Edo before. You understand? They were tribe, the tribe that was called, or that is called Edo tribe, right from ages. You understand? All these other persons don't say it's just the state is only named Edo State. But meanwhile, there are tribes that are called Edo tribe in the state. You understand? So as we give them the real history, they will not relent, Mr. Losa. Don't relent. Continue to do your work.
I will do all
Yes,
of
you
them.
are doing
Too
it.
many history before I will call it a day.
Yes.
I have too many things to talk about, yeah.
Very, very important because these days,
when I think women here, he way up the archive.
exactly. So that because these people, before you know it, one person will just come out from nowhere, but they talk with you, I don't see. You go call her history, and everybody go believe, and they don't go even do research for themselves. So when we were now, you are doing a great job. Everybody knows say Edo is the Igodomigodo. Igodomigodo is Edo. It's just the name that changed. The people are still the same people. We are the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whether you change it today, even there are some, even Abu Salih University today. It wasn't called Abu Salih University before now. It was called AAU. You understand? So name can change. It doesn't mean where
it was even called Bendel State University.
Exactly. Bendel State University.
They changed it to this thing before you now add what you have today.
After Bendel State, it will not change to Edo State University before they not change it to AAU. So what are they not saying? Is it not the same place the school again? Or it has changed? Or I'm working a Kapachan where it's not a new school or a BDA. Is it not the same thing? So these people, I don't know why they are asking that irrelevant question where they came from Igodomigodo and they didn't come from Benin. What is the difference between Edo, Benin, and Igodomigodo?
They want to change history now. They want to alter the history to suit them. So we have to block it. Even some people will say they are not Benin, but they are Edo. Who was Edo?
Recently, now we are honey. I don't understand where these people are coming from. I don't know why these people are just doing this. Very, very annoying.
This corrupted language. Now I don't language. This PG when they speak so. Now I don't get this language. No other person gets her. This PG.
I'm not hearing
this corrupted English.
They hear you in the network.
Mama, will they hear you?
Okay, Mama, will hear you. Now I don't get this PG when they speak. Hausa, Yoruba, they get their language. Now when you come this side, now we get this PG. You understand? You have to say, well,
everybody spread from this Benin or Edo, you know, and then Benin is even bigger than Edo self. In the other way around, Benin is bigger than Edo because Benin is we are Benin.
It's a country of its own, a country.
It's a country. It's an empire
of its own.
So this
in the Matanania, it was not even the Edos that describe Benin as a territory. It is not even the Edos that describe Benin as an empire. It was the Europeans that did that.
Yes.
Very relevant. Even all these things
Yes.
when Pilogos they do so. Not the same me, I not go feed one. You understand? But I just felt they are so irrelevant. Asking irrelevant questions, say they don't read. Eh?
But no matter answer, yeah, it will not continue. The foolishness will be spreading. No matter answer, yeah, like this on a platform like this.
They want to fit in where they do not belong.
Came to conquer the Benin.
Just imagine.
That Oromia came to invade and conquer Benin.
And there was nothing like that.
But many people believe it today.
Because I'm not so deep on Kiana. Malasan.
Monkey face we tell people for their platform. Now say monkey face where Igbos are come from. They say Igbos came from. I not feel laugh.
Okay, mommy,
Yeah, would they hear you? Mama, would they hear you?
And may just log out and come back again.
Mommy, the question is
DJ stereo.
The DJ itself. Koyo,
I greet you.
you are welcome.
I greet you.
what's up?
Yeah.
Mama made that the market man who away or so you the Bamoki Fesi. My calling come with the market who away. Monado de by
And your sis there, my mommy.
Who be the market?
Eru the platform in Aga, Niger Delta, where Mamu, you know. So, when you see another is when I misbehave. No, thank you very much. Anyway, I'm really happy.
DJ, the guy called Esan.
For you are trying to direct the real history to their mind. You understand? So
because I was confused. Me never confused with the market this one because I was confused. When I started listening to that, I was so confused. I was so the market no wa agbe mokifesi. Today now one na dining.
Just imagine.
Any man, but then as you are doing it is good because when lies stays too long, it became truth.
Of course.
So that is it. And if you see social media today, is the simple power to destroy and to repair.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because any message you send here quickly goes to the minds of the people, just like spiritual message.
I know.
So that is it. So that is the new challenge now. But then we know the story. We know how it goes. That is why if you see them, they ask irrelevant question out of, because they lack what we call emotional intelligence. Because there are some questions you need to ask. Use yourself, you need to verify yourself before you ask any question. You know, even the Igodomigodo is talking about Bini is older than Igodomigodo that was corrupted 14th century. So they should go and check. They should go and, well, Ipa, thank you very much. I'm very happy anyway for your job. So let me mute and listen.
Let me ask the question again. Let me accept you.
And somebody, I go one platform, the guy they talk, see, made a return Edo to monarchy system, the way it was before. So the guy people were deliberating, the news were deliberating if it was something that they should do, return back the monarchy system, return back Edo government system to monarchy, the way we had it before. So people were having that discussion, but I don't know if such discussion is maybe you go find time to see if another day come on like to see if.
Yes, I'm also good in government too. Now, monarchy structure has gone into extinction. Even the only form of monarchy you can even have is ceremonial. Now, when we talk about monarchy, we're talking about kingship. We're talking about monarchical. Now, there was a time we were operating what we call theocracy, where we believe that it is God. Whatever happens, we believe it is caused by God. After a while, we then introduced monarchic system of governance. In monarchy, there's what we call absolute and constitutional monarchy. In the olden days, we operated absolute monarchy, like the Obas and what have you. But nowadays, we have what refers to as constitutional monarchy. In that constitutional monarchy, the power of the king or queen is limited. It is spelled out in the constitution. Now we have it in the United Kingdom, where we used to have the Queen of England. So this idea of monarchy, even constitutional monarchy, will never be reintroduced into the system of governance anymore, because they were having its own limitations. If you look, if you look at the balkanization of the defunct Benin Empire, I am not against it, because in governance we were told that in order to make governance closer to the people, they started splitting, dividing communities, balkanizing countries, states, and that's why we have what we call a local government today. You understand? So we're talking about reintroducing the constitutional monarchy. That one is impossible. It's impossible. But what we need to do is that the government should be accountable to the people. That is, the people should make sure that they try as much as possible to come together to make the government to be accountable. Because if you look at this current system that we are operating now, it is, in quote, supposed to be better than the constitutional monarchy. But it's just because the person is in position and we have failed to carry out, we have neglected our own responsibility. That's why it look as if those in power, they look as if they are oppressing us. We are the one that empower them. If you look at the Western world where we live, of course, you and I know that those in authority, the way they operate is different from the way those in authority in Africa operate. You know why? The people, the governed, the electorate in this country didn't give them that chance to do what they are doing. But in Africa, we just neglect them. Even when you try to challenge governance in Africa, so you and I will be saying, when people protest and they are arrested, those who are not arrested, what do? Do we care? We don't care. If you look at South governors, South governor, even when one governor is doing what is right, is doing what is wrong, all the other governors will join him. They will defend him. They will protect him. Why are they doing it? Because they are doing it because they want to secure themselves. But we're not doing the same in Nigeria. When people come out to protest and those people are being arrested, the other people will just fold their hands and watch. That is a weapon that is weakening us. That is a weapon that is making Nigeria to be suffering today. For example, is there anything wrong for everybody to come out to say, okay, before you can become the governor of the state, your children must attend public school. Your children must attend public hospitals. Your children must go to public entertainment. Your children must go to public universities. Your children must go to public secondary schools. Your children must go to public primary schools. Your children must go to a public nursery school. Watch out whether the educational system in those states or in Nigeria will not improve. It will improve. In Western world, the reason why the system is working in the Western world today is that the people who are not in power have been able to subdue those in authority, that the prime minister or the prime minister of Italy will attend the same hospital, the same clinic with an average Italian man or woman. That is the only way the structure can work. So, like what we are doing now, some of us are trying to do debunking. Some persons will come out and tell you it's wasting of time. There's no need. We already know history. That same problem, that same mentality. That's why you see when people talk, I listen to them. I don't mind them. You know why? That same mentality that we have used to bastardize governance in Nigeria is what some of us are also trying to introduce into history. Mokifes today now has become a man to reckon with in the history. In the we talk about the history of the Benin. When he started, people were watching him. Do you know that today now Mokifes have gathered momentum? has gotten momentum even more than Izodua.
No.
They have disciples.
All of them know that he's lying. He's a
They have disciples.
No, that one of Mokife just counter.
Those supporting Mokife are those against the Benin.
Yeah, that's what we are saying. They have disciples.
The people following those who are distorting the history, are they not more than the people following us?
They are.
Because those are enemies of the land.
We know.
But the population is increasing.
It's increasing.
Reasonable people know that Monkey Face is lying.
If Monkey Face they speak about Igbo today, you see Yorubas, they tell us say go ahead. Monkey Face now talk say Igbos come from Edo. Now Igbos people believe they cause them. All the other tribes they say go ahead.
They are only supporting
so
his lies, but they know he's lying.
They are supporting the lies.
Yes, because they are outsiders.
He told
some of the Igbos, the Yorubas, or the Isha, they will always like to support him, but they know that he's definitely lying. He's lying.
Why are they supporting him, Mama? Why are they supporting him? Since they know he's lying.
Because they want to support him to a kind of being against us. Because they are
the guy is always against the Benin. That is why they are supporting him.
Yeah, now because those ones also they are against themselves. Not that they don't know the truth. Not that they don't know that Monkey Face is lying.
Monkey Face will go to Yoruba life. He will go to Olympic life. He will go to all those against Benin.
Yes, now he's an outcast. So all of them.
And then these guys, so Epa, I guess they don't send petition against Alfred. This guy don't send petition. One guy, this is our brother, Osumbo Kelly, where they talk about against drugs for Benin. They don't send petition to the IG, to the National Police.
Try to talk to her later. This one alive.
Okay.
All right. This one alive. People are listening.
Okay. Amania. I
would bring in those our warrior system as at that time. At that time we get those youth naturally in a warrior. We get system, we get people when they train as at that time. They train yes. We system not going to again, but don't go.
If I'm to choose between this system kind of, if I'm to choose between this our government and that monarchy government, I would prefer that monarchy government because since the inception of this type of government we are practicing in the whole Africa, not just in Nigeria, it's not favoring us. It's not favoring us. It's not working. I think I'm very sure where it's not fit. I'm not fitting money black people because all over the world, anywhere the black people, if they are practicing democracy and win our monarchy system, I think for me, myself, my choice to be the best. And all this democracy or whatever they call it. Because though Benin Kingdom is well known today, not because of democracy or parliamentary or any government. It's not because of monarchy system of government. Even before the white man came, we have already civilized. They are known all over.
Absolute monarchy. Yes.
If we should rally around now, where okay, this is the type of government I want to do, I think it will go a long way. I prefer that one.
No, for me, that structure will not work. The only thing I just want us to do is that we should make sure that our government, those in position, they eat and dine in the same way with us. If the same hospital, governor Edo State, you obey the UBT, in ideology. Well, we are telling that even this monarch itself.
No, if I don't say monarchy.
Go ahead, my brother.
Because you see, when you give power to a normal person,
that he's not in a monarchy system where we say all in life, you don't first go also not see money. The moment you give him wealth, first and foremost, he want to take care of his needs, take care of his family. Now, he want first establish himself because he thinks say one day, if he leave this system, waiting go fall back on. So they believe, okay, we'll go abroad, we'll go Germany, go buy apartments. Or you buy 50 apartments for Germany. You understand? Then when we leave government, we'll know say yes, we don't get what they give us rent every month. And that is still the problem. But this monarchy system, before a monarch go buy per apartment for whatever, he knows say he was born as a king. Now, when they're born, and he knows say he no go fit suffer. You understand? There's nothing he's going to suffer for. He's going to rule over his people. So he is not being born and taught on how to be a good king. You understand? Because in his life, he knows he's not going to suffer. But those other people, we don't come from poverty. See, for example, now see Godwin. Godwin will be say, they say, that go take now work with, now billionaire, now this. He come. He don't chop. He no see rich and he enter artifacts. You understand? His eye went to artifacts. So I still believe say this monarchy system now waiting if for still work now for still good do now we still believe.
I don't agree now.
Because monarchy is just like a father to children. Not be like all those ones.
The one with governor, they respect Urban and they complain.
Not be the same people.
Not say they complain.
Yeah.
They say governor supposed to tell Urban saying passa. Hey, my even
yeah. Oh my God, these people.
You don't know say if not be people will come out call the challenge Obaseki. Obaseki for do worst. The people that were challenging him.
Don't make him go bring Aswe come finish his bad work. Aswe was in a...
No, that same people still vote for Aswe.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So they know they see waiting with it. I don't understand. What the Aswe for do, Only God.
But you know, see, now lies, now people they believe more than truth. These people will vote for Israel. They believe the lies. They believe the story where God's win. They tell them. See people land for village where that guy go carry. But he was telling them, you see, in those states, we are trying to make the social cultural, growth of Edo. So you go to speak English. Those who don't really understand say for Nigeria, if you know how to speak English, if I talk rubbish, they'll believe say you are intelligent. That is Nigeria type of education.
Another thing I see was that you say what did make people really believe Obaseki was that I think the agenda of Obaseki tally with their own agenda.
That is it.
Because they were having the same ideology. What they wanted to see was what Obaseki was doing because
exactly, you have said it.
That's what I believe. Because that time it take come out for social media. I know the risk we will take. Thomas Sakara, Ike, Esan, People's TV. We know the risk we will take that time. All these that's what you say. Many of the Benin people today they invest for them. You see this social media blog. He was a supporter of Aswan Igodao.
Okay.
He was a supporter of Aswan Igodao.
But he was not saying it also.
Then
he was not saying it
first of nature, then nature by nature. Then
all of them.
Then one other guy.
Esan.
Many of them.
Esan.
Because I know the insult when I receive. Today I see some people. Cluster around social media blog was an Aswan supporter.
Everybody knows that now.
Now, if you don't know,
he was not bold enough.
Everybody say that guy get big for me. We say he can't go post my video. Say I they allow if they insult some people. Now I don't know why they call me drunkard. For this, you see this TikTok platform. Oh, they so before you measure 3 people, if you don't measure my name, that list not complete. In terms of academics and anything, he came out, he said I be drunkard. And some Benin people, I saw some Benin people, they were with him live. Me, I'm not, as you tell me so, I'm a man of integrity. Eh? You cannot make me, if I see the truth, I will say it. Today when I see them talking about, social media talking about Modo Pablo, this. That's why I say he's an hypocrite. Social media blog. He was a supporter of Aswen. Go, if you think I might go and ask IK, the son, Kisley, go ask him. Go ask People's TV. Now we next stand our ground, say
100% now. Yes, now.
Now we stood our ground. I put the level of
I know them.
If Aswen have won that election, I know the risk. As I go Nigeria, then I tell for let me go Nigeria. Almost 2 months for Nigeria. Today now, they are not taking the glory of people they never supported. Why were people against us against Modo Pueblo? Because they know that Modo Pueblo is going to have a friendly, a cordial relationship.
He's loyal. Yeah, he's loyal.
Was going to be loyal to the palace, and they know that Aswen, since Aswen was coming from Obasaki, he was going to fight the palace. And Aswen Godao was already demonstrating psychologically that he was going to fight with the palace.
Yes, he didn't go to the palace.
Belongs to the palace. We will do this one.
That's why he didn't go to palace during that campaign. He didn't go to the palace. Then you want to support that kind of person?
So then people are not taking the glory, talking about especially that social media blog. So you know me when you to ba, when anybody do so. Social media blog. He was a supporter of Aswen Godao. Record me and go and send it to him. That's why he say anytime they see me, any little chance, they indirectly they abuse me. And some people that go. Social media blog was insulted me. He was calling me a drunkard. Me, a BSc holder. I have BSc head.
Can you be drunkard though?
He was calling me drunkard. He was calling me drunkard. And some of our Benin sisters, they were with him. That same morning.
No, Zedo ya do baba. No.
We are not kidding.
Yeah, you speak up something. How will you identify that kind of person like social media blog? Social media blog is a licensed illiterate. Even from the way he spoke, you can't understand. So just that guy is
and he's the biggest snake among all the snakes you have seen.
To be relevant. Because for the past, he was the one that supported this Aswen and their group member and all that. Because they have their own agenda, as you said.
Their own agenda is different.
It's an agenda. It's an agenda.
Yes,
are you ready? It's an agenda again.
It's dead. It's dead. They have their own agenda.
I said it here before.
Different
from
development.
Brother, just listen. I said this thing before, but nobody believed me. The agenda was this. They want Osadebe Avenue to go back to their land and dethrone their father, not our father.
Wait, to their land? Was Osadebe Avenue in their land before?
You understand? So that is it.
They cannot try that nonsense. In fact, if they are seeing, Papa, we will tell them, say, in Edo State, they are the minority. Edo North are more in land, local government, and in population more than them. The reason why the Edo North are looking at them as elders is because of their closeness to the Beninese. Because they do not believe that, these people are so close to the Beninese. For that reason, more they respect them. Now the respect where we say we give them, now the Esan they look them. Otherwise, Oshomole knows that these people are small in number, they are small in local government. That was why Oshomole say, no one give them governor. But I believe that invade on Oshomole say, give these people governor. And if they see make us verse, 30 years, 40 years, they don't will smell governorship.
Kakabo?
They will not smell it.
Very possible.
They know.
Very possible.
So if they say they want misbehave, if Oshomole Pueblo government finish, now between Esako, in fact, the vote when they come from the whole of Edo Central, Esan land. It's not up to Obaoka local government. It's not up to Obaoka local. Let's talk about politics now. It's not up to the vote coming from Obaoka local government. It's not up to. So leave Urohbo. Urohbo is like the center that is overpopulated, and they go more leave those ones. It's not up to the whole of Esan land. It's not up to Obaoka local government.
Okay, listen.
That is it.
Mommy, you can talk.
They are doing what we they discuss about.
Mommy, we talk where?
Mama is mute too. She's mute.
Mama, you mute yourself.
Now network the for the wave. That's why she not go fit. She not the contribute.
Maybe she just dey talk now.
So my brother,
Mama,
my brother,
me too.
taking Edo capital to Uromi, you are joking. In fact, if you say okay, you want Duam. If you say they want Duam like the way Sarema Osumbo they say you want Duam that time, they can't go Uromi. They can't go build one big land. Can't buy one big land. They can't say in case Sarema Osumbo go Esan land, if they work from Esan land, they can't build one. Because they try to build one structure. He was doing those things, and they tell and say, where you they go so? No, but not supposed someone go follow you from Benin, go there. He thought it was a joke. He tried. When he say nobody follow him from Benin, go Esan land. Now he by himself carry 2 leg, carry a motor, drive, come back to Sadebi Avenue. Even if you carry
any year, I made the driver come up for that position.
Because the Esan intention for that state and all of let me not say all of them. They get one intention, you know.
Sky King.
Baba,
90% of
you
this
say I swear,
90% of people, matter if no me.
Yes, sir.
It's so raw. When I tala, then you let the water. I mean, what me or like do a challenge man. 90% of these people, they want Bini make a shift and go Esan land. More no they hide the truth. More they hide the truth. It's so raw. When I tala, but for their mind,
yes.
The grab power. It's the grab power.
Yes.
People like Eremosele now and forces of nature. Those ones they get say they get that boldness.
Mama hen to say
what line name messages. Na do.
Mawa honenya what time?
Oh, hello.
My minuta.
Una they hear me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Mama.
Hello.
See, Mama, off your phone. Make she off her phone on them again.
I know.
We have for comment section. Make she off her phone for comment section.
The network, man. Network will go.
So if me not you see when they say you know if you carry capital, the reason why they call that state Edo, and because of the king, they give them that respect. Say, take po, now you get this state. You understand? They can't bring some other people join them. So if you see one carry capital go that way, can you go now? But you see the respect, authority what we don't get, you know if you carry them promote. You understand? If they have the carry go home. Can go. In fact, Uromi no fit. The Uromi NOG no go fit take himself in the place of the Oba. He no go fit because there are so many things that goes beyond what he thinks. Imagine a manager. Can they tell Oga say Oga, na me don't super, na me don't over, na me don't pass you for your company. It's not be possible. So, what will not bother about those ones? If I swear win election, Oshomole do 8 years, in all reason I want it. If I swear your win today now, the battle when I swear one break on go follow. If I say now,
you know whoever win, I swear we never rule those states.
You know if you win, but if say you can't come say one fight. About men day we go match am front bumper to bumper. We go match am close them to close. You not get where you want to go. the fact he will do himself a bad name. Where we say he could become governor, but he no go fit, they in control, fit govern the states. That would have what
brother.
That was what Godwin would have been.
Yeah, brother Greg, brother. Yeah, one thing you need to know, you said something about Urohbo and about Esan in particular. You see, every kingdom, or let me say a kingdom, you understand, where you can find Indoji, was deposited by the Oba of Benin. So all of them, they are all under Benin.
Exactly now.
So they are just trying to play around because of their buying ideology. Let me not use the word die. You understand? So that is it. So those people that doesn't know what they are doing, that is the truth. You know?
Esan. Not be only them there, those two. You want shit capital go center. You want shit
If they get the opportunity, they will go.
Whatever. They go do them. That is what they are planning.
Esan agenda, Esan state.
See,
Well, no, okay. Now one governor, we don't give governor now.
But if Benin remove their hand from Esan, they say Benin say Esan more than they on their own. You see those Esako, those Afema, they go override these people. They go, in fact, they go, you hear say in less than 1 week, you hear say they don't take over their land. You understand?
Esan
now we need to give them that protection. No, Baba, don't say no girls. Esako people ready to take over those lands from their hand. Those guys, they try and enter into Esa land. Now the respect when they give us the Beninese. Now make those men ever. If Benin say Esa, you know what? As from today, we call the boundary. You are not on your own. Esa, you know will take them. You will take Esako 2 weeks. Esako go override them because those ones want to override them right from time. You see, because they are few, so few. But because say we carry you near body, say you be Benin person. You are Benin before you travel to wherever you went to. You don't fit find and say, oh, where you go now, you don't become your own organ. You want to call the poker for us. Say we can share the same level. Well, say before they do things they hide. Would they say Esan and Benin and one. Now we don't know their full story. We don't know what did their mind. That day, that girl for village called Papa, he said, "But that day, if Asne never talk about Benin, you want to compare Asne to Opa? Asne, if you compare Asne to a Nuki of
that will happen that day. Many people not shock. That guy, Papa, people not shock.
If Papa don't know, say the girl they on live video. He say, Papa no. Papa say, no. Now, Benin Oba will respect to, but because if you say the girl don't on video, the girl they on call. Now you tell the girl all what they in your mind.
That means they discussed that before. They discussed that kind of thing before.
For the whole land, they are saying it that their own king, Iceland. They get many traditional ruler. So Iceland now supersede this one.
No.
Almost like your laugh.
And the Iceland there for Benin, he don't come up for the Urohbo. Where the king, where say that he come up for Urohbo, he go hide for Benin. Which kind of king did that?
You just have to say this government system just come spoil things. Otherwise, initially, you dare not. How you go tell Julius Caesar? As you know, say you did. You say Julius Caesar, I want to challenge you. Before you call Julius Caesar, the rounding of thousands of troops where go come meet you. You yourself will say, hey, only me.
You go by yourself.
You understand?
Come.
Yes, now. We know the way the army, the Benin army was so large.
Julius Caesar, Julius Caesar even too far. In the olden days, during the Benin Empire, the Benin soldiers, the royalists to the Obas of Benin, if they all those that area, they march on. Anytime when they land there, the people in the community, they go their hearts go there for their hands. Go and check history. Julius Caesar too far.
Too far.
Too far. See, do you know that You know, when the British came to invade Benin, do you know that they tried everything to shoot at our soldiers? Do you know, say Asoro, before Asoro died, they did everything to kill Asoro. They did everything to buy Asoro. It could not happen. The only thing they knew was that somebody went to betray and say, these Asoro soldiers, before you can buy them, you must shoot at their shadows. That was the only medicine that they used in job bringing down Asoro. It was the shadow that they were aiming at. That was where all of them, they were able to buy them. These were technologies that these guys had as at that time. These were things that people were afraid of. If they begin to tell you, this our Oba, Ne Buddha, what's his name? This is King Buddha, that went to his shrine at Ekmenedi. He went to his shrine at Ekmenedi. I never came out on that shrine. Till today, they said he went there, he never came out. That was the Oba they said. That was the Oba they said had so much. That I said he was a native doctor. Some said he has so much powers. Some said today you might see him as a human being. Tomorrow you see his head in form of a lion. Next day you see his feet. He had so much powers. So there were so many things be said. That is why to tomorrow, when AY want to do things, he will go destroy there, go sit down for the front. They make some kind pronouncements. But most persons don't know this history of these various kings, what the powers they exhibited. You have to say most times things don't, no, for now things don't come down. So all we do now is just to many things we also appease them. More no use this power to go forward. But if I tell you they say the war at that time, when my grandfather was telling me the war, as at that time,
network no.
I'm not sure more.
It's just a little submission, a suggestion. I will leave on. Yeah, because to me, we shouldn't be given much relevance. I would rather prefer that we concentrate more on our history, the Edo history, and promoting our culture. Not to be given these people, especially those people that they are from Edo State, that will share the same Edo State together. I would say we shouldn't be giving them much relevance. Since it has become a trend, the way I see it, that if they don't mention Benin, they can no longer do anything. It has become a kind of a trend to all of them that if they don't mention Benin, they can never be heard. So for me, I would rather say we concentrate more on promoting the Edo culture and the history. Because when we are talking about the outsiders now, though those ones they themselves, they know the truth, it's just that they wouldn't want to admit to that for now, I believe. Because nothing can change the truth. Like the outsiders, somebody go still hear that one. But no people from Edo State where we go come they waste time, where we know they are just attention seekers, they want to fit in where they do not belong to. They want to be relevant by force, by fire, whereby nobody even failed to or said that they were irrelevant. So since they want to claim what they are not, knowing that Paidu, our father is an Edo man, that one alone is enough to, to debunk all of them.
That one you have already debunked them.
Yeah.
I just want us to establish that Urohbo is not similar to the Benin because Paidu was a Benin man.
Yeah. Okay. So